Hi there, welcome back to the YouTube channel. We're going back to 2021 today for one of the Commander cards that came out that year, and it is, as you know by the title of the video, Willowdusk, Essence Seer. 1 black and green for a 3/3 Dryad Druid. And you can pay 1 and tap it and choose another target creature. Put a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn, or the amount of life you've lost this turn, whichever is greater. Activate only as a sorcery, so you can't do it in combat. But you do get to pump your creatures up quite happily because, there's lots of ways of losing life and gaining life. And, that's what this deck today tries to take advantage of. So, here we go. Let me know in the comments what you think and any cards I've missed out. So, here we go. So, starting with the 34 creatures in the deck, we have Ramp, Birds of Paradise, Deathrite Shaman, Elves of Deep Shadow is quite nice. It does let you lose life when you add the black, so, helps with Willowdusk. Elvish Mystic, Essence Warden to gain that life, and then Lanoir Elves, so fair bit of ramp. We've also then got Valentine, Dean of the Vein, so Menace and Lifelink. Non-token creature an opponent controls would die, exile it. When you do, you may pay 2 and you get Pest, or you can play it as the other side, Lisette, Dean of the Root. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control, and those creatures gain trample to the end of turn. The back side is better than the front side, so you probably want to play it as Lisette unless you're desperate for a creature. Vampire of the Dire Moon, Death Touch, Lifelink, and then Dina, Soul Seeper is also in as well. We gain life, each opponent loses a life, and then we get to sacrifice creatures off to pump her up if we need to. Gifted Aetherborn, Death Touch and Lifelink for more life gain. Witherbloom Apprentice, we've got a few instances of sorceries, so gaining, everyone losing one and us gaining one seems good. And then we've got Blex, the Vexing Pest. We do have a lot of pest generation in this deck, so having this on the front side isn't the worst plan in the world to make all our pests bigger. And when it dies, we do gain 4 life, so that helps with Willowdusk. But the back side isn't too bad either. Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of them in your hand, and the rest into your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card you put in your hand this way. Yeah. That's going to give you a whole load of +1/+1 counters when you go for Willowdusk. So, your call on this one. Grasping Longneck is also in. Just so when it dies, we gain 2 life. It's just a nice attacker that has a bit of reach, a bit of flying protection. But Honor Troll is a card I'd completely forgotten about from Strixhaven until I was looking at life. This is basically in Commander a 3 mana 4/4. Just let that sink in. Yeah, that's really quite good with Vigilance. Yeah, and a little bit of bonus life gain. Yeah, okay then, we're happy with that. Cameo of Whispered Hopes just means we get extra +1/+1 counters. Leyline Prowler, Death Touch, Lifelink, and Ramp. Sedgemoor Witch, because we will be casting some instances of sorceries, we must get a few more pests that way. Vampire Nighthawk for Lying and Death Touch, you know the score with this one, and Lifelink. And Veto, Thorn of Duskrose had to be here purely because we're going to be gaining life and also make someone lose that life, and chucking around Lifelink's not the worst plan either. From there, Corpse Jack Menace, we can do even more +1/+1 shenanigans. Jarrod Golgari Lichlord comes in, +1/+1 for each card in our graveyard. We can sacrifice another creature and mean each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. And then we can sacrifice a swamp or a forest and return this card from our graveyard to our hand if we need to. Never done Jarrod as a deck here, so you'll probably see this one at some stage in the future because, I probably want to come back to this one, so I forgot about it again. But hey, we'll get there. We'll get around to him at some stage. But for now, the Sangromancer, whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, you gain 3. Whenever they discard a card, you gain 3. That's cool. Bloodthirsty Conqueror, whenever an opponent loses life, we gain that much life. Yep, happy with that one from Foundations. Doom Whisperer just gives us a way to surveil, to dig down to things we might need to save us. Again, the life loss doesn't really hurt with Willow on the go. Epidure of Blood, whenever we gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. So that's a little bit expensive, 5 mana for a 4/4, but the ability's okay. I'm in black, Gary's here, end of. Sapling of Colfinal, another card that I'll probably come back to at some stage as a pure deck on its own. But whenever it attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, you gain life equal to that card's toughness, but lose life equal to its power. Then you get to put it in your hand. Yeah, definitely going to have to come back to this one in the future because I think it's good. Disciple of Freyles is in, backing up as one of our lands as well. A way to give us a life loss if we need it from Willowdusk to put some +1/+1 counters somewhere. But if we can sacrifice a creature off to gain the life and draw cards, that's all well and good as well. As a root Channeler is an old one from one of the commander decks. I can't remember which commander set it came in, but it's been around for a while now. It has reach, and creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is the amount of life you've gained this turn. And you can tap this creature to gain 2 life. So basically you can every turn reduce all your creature spells by 2. And if you gain more than that, you're going to be really, really happy. Noxious Gearhulk, destroy target creature and gain a life equal to its toughness. Willowdusk with the bloom, I always have to try and fit a dragon deck in somewhere, a dragon into a deck if I can somewhere. And Willowdusk gives us those pest tokens, and we can pay 10 life if we need to untap all our lands at some stage. Defiant Bloodlord, it's getting a bit expensive now, but whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. 7 mana for a 4/5 flyer isn't great, but the ability kind of makes up for it. Unlike Verdant Sun's Avatar, which I do like, when this enters or another creature enters the battlefield under our control, we gain life equal to that creature's toughness. Thank you very much. Like that a lot. Finally, Villas, Broker of Blood is in. Flying, black, pay 2 life. Target creature gets -1/-1 till the end of turn. And whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. Okay, thanks. The sorceries, well, we've got Pest Infestation to basically destroy all those annoying artifacts and enchantments our opponents have and get a whole load of pest tokens. Feed the Swarm just gives another way of losing life and taking out a creature or enchantment at sorcery speed. We've got Ramp, where Lore, Growth and Visits and Cultivate. Agadeem's Awakening is also in. Again, another land that we can pay 3 life to make it come into play untapped, hence why it's here. But if we need to pay 3 black and X to get a whole load of different creatures back from our graveyard to the battlefield, it's not the end of the world. Maelstrom Pulse for some more removal, especially if we're playing against someone who's making lots of different tokens. Damnation to blow the board up if we need it. And Feed the Infection, just to give us a little bit of good card draw. 4 mana, draw 3, lose 3. Put 3 +1/+1 counters in play, because you're not going to do it unless you've got Willowdusk and the mana to activate her. From there, 5 instants. Like I said, there's a little bit of Magecraft ability in here, not that much, but enough that it's worth playing the 2 cards I previously mentioned. So Assassin's Trophy, Infernal Grasp, Pulse of Marasa, Fell the Profane's in, another double face card, just so we can have a swamp if we need it. The gain pays 3 life to come into play untapped, or take out an instant, take out target creature or planeswalker. And finally, the Mortality Spear, which should cost us 2 mana most of the time, so we should be gaining life. Artifacts are pure ramp apart from 1, and 2 actually. Elixir of Immortality gives us life, so it does kind of has synergy with Willowdusk for a change. I know Elixir is in all of my decks virtually, but has more synergy in this deck than some of the others. Ramp with Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Charcoal Diamond, Emerald and Jet Medallions, and the Moss Diamond, and the Talisman of Resistance. And then finally, because we like having life gain, we might as well have Almoret's Archive in here so we can gain double it. From there, we've got the enchantments. Bloodchief Ascension, because, let's just make sure everybody loses life and we gain life. Again, helps Willowdusk. And because we're playing with +1/+1 counters, Hardened Scales is in. Hollow Merc Siege is in. It's unlikely you're going to do the Sultani one. You're probably going to do the Abzan side of it to get a +1/+1 and give it menace. Well, +1/+1 counter on a creature and give something menace. So, that gets good. Black Market Connections gives us a treasure for 1 life every turn, which gives us a 1 +1/+1 counter if we're feeling brave. The Shapeshifter paying 3 life and giving us 3 +1/+1 counters. Draw a card or 2 is always good. We know that. Branching Evolution, just to have even more fun with our +1/+1 counters. And then Exquisite Blood and Sanguine Bond, because, we're looking at a life game. We might as well play the combo and have done with it. And Moldavine Reclamation. Whenever a creature we control dies, we gain a life and draw a card. And it's a creature, not non-token creature, purely a creature. So all our pest tokens have fun. With the 3 double face cards I've already mentioned, we have got 36 lands in the deck, so there's nothing really surprising here. Command Tower, Evendo Waken Heaven is also in, because I think we should be able to get this off and get it stationed up to get to 12, so we can do the whole pay green and get loads of green mana. I hope. 8 forests, homeward path, so no one can nick our creatures. And the rest of it is just pure black and green lands all the way through. We have got the other station as well, because it's another way of paying some life to trigger Willowdusk and a bit of card draw, so that's fine. 8 forests, 8 swamps, tainted woodland, temple and melody, underground mortuary, undergrowth stadium, Urborg, all the rest of the ones you would expect to see, and obviously Yavimaya. If you're going to have Urborg, you have Yavimaya as well. And that's it. That is my take on Willowdusk Essence Seer. Let me know in the comments anything I've missed out. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. If you can, please cheer as well. If you're watching this on a mobile device, I'd appreciate it as well. Thank you to everyone who's subscribing. I keep saying it this week, 781 of you are here, so thank you. More the merrier, a little bit closer to 1,000. We're getting there, slowly but surely. But thank you anyway for watching. As I say, comments, let me know what I've missed. I'll respond to them, have a read, and we can always change the deck on stream, which you'll see tonight. So for now, take care, have fun, see you soon. Bye-bye.